Hi everyone, today we're gonna be talking about one of the most amazing business turnaround in Asia, which is the AirAsia airline. Have you ever imagined buying an entire airline for less than the price of a single piece of candy? I mean, it sounds crazy and it sounds impossible, right? But back in December 2001, an entrepreneur named Tony Fernandez bought a struggling debt-heavy Malaysian airline for just about 26 cents US dollars. It's crazy, right? And at the time, the world air travel market was suffering after the September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001. So most people thought that it was the worst possible time to start or to run an airline business. However, Tony Fernandez has different thoughts. So he completely transformed the company into Asia's very first low budget or low cost airline. And his motto was really simple and clear. It was, now everyone can fly. And within just 7 months, this tiny, struggling airline became profitable. And I know you guys must be wondering, how did AirAsia make flying so cheap? Their fares were like 40 to 60% lower than regular airlines, sometimes even cheaper than taking a bus, which sounds really impossible. So to purchase this, they they were using the no frills business model. And what is no frills business model? Well, no frills means removing all extra services that raise uh, ticket prices. And how did they do that? How did they um, decrease the ticket prices? And what did they remove? Well, first, they only provide one class. So there were no business class, no first class. There was only single class seating. Secondly, uh, AirAsia didn't provide any free extras, while other airlines already provide your food, your drinks, and check your bags. AirAsia didn't do that. So if you wanted food, you wanted drinks, and checked bags, you have to pay more. You have to pay extra for that. Thirdly, AirAsia also provide online booking and ticketless travel in Asia. They were even the first airline ever that let people book their flights via SMS text messages in 2003. Yeah, in 2003. Besides that, instead of using expensive primary airport terminals, AirAsia chose to flew to smaller, low-cost secondary airport terminals to save their money, to save money on fees. Yeah, and AirAsia also did fast turnaround, so their flights were just about 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours, and the cycle was the planes landed, they drop off their passengers, they pick up the new passengers, then they flew right back. So this meant that the crew members didn't need expensive hotel to stay overnight. And because of these clever strategies, AirAsia expanded rapidly. Then to grow outside Malaysia, they started joint airlines like the Thai AirAsia in 2004, I think, yeah, 2004, and Indonesia AirAsia in 2005. Then by the 2006, they took over more than two-thirds of Malaysia's domestic routes, which is making AirAsia the largest domestic airlines in the Malaysia. And in late 2007, they took a massive risk. while most budget airlines only operate for short flights under 4 hours because long flights require bigger planes and more 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 higher fuel cost and overnight cruise stays. AirAsia launched a sister company called AirAsia X, which offer low cost but long flights. So their flights were longer than 4 hours. And even the Virgin Group founder Sir Richard Branson found this interesting and bought a 20% stake on it. Then, by 2008, AirAsia had grown from just 3 airplanes in 2002 to 72 aircraft. They also operating over 300 flights every day across Asia and Australia. After hearing all of that, I think that AirAsia wasn't just cheap, but it was cool, modern, and fun. And I will tell you why. I found this really interesting because unlike traditional airlines with strict dress codes, AirAsia's flight attendants can do their hair and their makeup freely. Because even their own CEO, Tony Fernandez himself, looks like a walking advertisement. He's always wearing his AirAsia, his casual red AirAsia cap and T-shirt. They also sponsored famous teams like Manchester United or the Williams Formula One team to make the brand globally recognized. Yeah. Besides that, AirAsia also moved beyond selling just airplane tickets. They turned into an all-in-one travel company offering. So they partner with companies to sell hotel rooms, to sell hotels, to sell car rentals and insurance on their website. They also co-branded with credit cards with Citibank, yeah, where spend points earned free flights. Then they also introduced small fees for internet services, checked baggage, and early boarding options like I think the name is express boarding. Yeah, express boarding. Uh, it wasn't smooth sailing though. I mean, in the middle of 2008, uh, global fuel global fuel prices raised. So fuel made up over 50% of AirAsia's operating cost. But to handle this, they ordered new fuel efficient Airbus A3 320 aircraft, and they also trained their pilots to fly more efficiently. While at the same time, the competition got more fierce because traditional airlines started launching their own budget carriers like Singapore Airlines, Tiger Airways, and Malaysia Airlines Firefly. But in May 2008, Malaysia Airlines then in May 2008, Malaysia Airlines launched a massive campaign which offered 1 million free seats on domestic and regional routes. However, AirAsia fought back harder with their sub-zero fare campaign, which showed customers that even when Malaysia Airlines offered free seats, their taxes and fuel charges make them more expensive than AirAsia's total prices. Then, but despite the fuel cost and the price wars, AirAsia maintained the lowest operating cost per seat of any listed airline in the world, which is a cool thing, I guess. Now, to wrap things up, I think there are lots of things that we can learn from AirAsia's story. The first one is, of course, efficiency is key because AirAsia managed to keep their what is it? Their operational processes simple, and they keep their plane turnaround times fast, and they also utilize their digital booking tools. Then AirAsia also really understand their market. Yeah, they unlock a huge market of first timer travelers by keeping fares lower than their competitors. So the travelers might use AirAsia again or even promote them to their relatives because AirAsia is cheaper than any other airlines. Thirdly, is because AirAsia got strong branding. Well, their branding is relaxed, fun, modern, and also transparent culture, which created loyal customers. Lastly and importantly, I think um, what the most important thing that we can learn from AirAsia's story is the strong uh, leadership because Tony Fernandez showed that a leader who is passionate, accessible, and also visible can build a powerful global brand even with limited budget. So it doesn't matter. From the story, we learned that from a 20-cent purchase of a bankrupt airline to an international budget airline titan, AirAsia proved that with the right strategy, low cost can lead to big dreams.